Hi, I'm Travis Elliott with National Control Devices, and today I've got Trey with me. He's our senior web developer, and he's been working on a really cool project. So, Trey, let's get into this. So, you're working on Node-RED. What is Node-RED?
Node-RED is a development tool. It uses a visual flow-based editor for connecting nodes and passing messages along between them. It can be used for APIs or hardware, and it's pretty awesome. It's one of the primary uses I see out there for it is IoT, and since our company does a lot of that, that seems like a good fit.
So what would you use Node-RED for?
You can use Node-RED for any number of things. Like I said, it connects to APIs, it connects to hardware devices. You can use it for automation, you can use it for control. At my house, I use it to control Philips Hue lights. I use it to control my garage door, which uses one of our relay controllers. I use it to control my Samsung TV. You can build automation solutions with it. We've actually been talking recently about putting together a thermostat project just for a demo, using some of our temperature sensor and relay controllers. But just about anything that you can think of IoT can be done with Node-RED.
Cool. So you could actually make like a fully functional thermostat. Like you could set the temperature and it would read the temperature and kick the unit on and off. You could do all that with Node-RED.
Absolutely. You could even add a humidifier and dehumidifier to that using a humidity sensor. You could actually set ranges to make sure that you had some tolerance depending on your setting. I don't know how deep you want to get into it.
Right. Cool. Right on. Okay. So Node-RED sounds pretty cool. Who makes it?
Node-RED was originally developed by a department at IBM by a couple guys, and it's now a part of the JS Foundation, which is basically a group it's a community group that handles open source software for JavaScript, and there's several thousand contributors. I believe they're running 28 projects right now.
Right on.
So a little bit of everybody.
So kind of anybody can come in and contribute to Node-RED, like including us, including you.
That's right.
Anybody. Okay, cool. So why did NCD take on Node-RED? Why is it a good fit?
NCD's been developing relay controllers and electronic control devices for many, many years, over 2 decades. And through that time, we've learned that there are a myriad of possible uses and languages that people would like to see to control it. And we've done our best to try to give people resources and software to be able to use our products. And what we've discovered recently is that this is a really, really excellent platform for anybody that wants to use it. It fits well with our products because you can do anything with it. You can set timers on relays, you can set automation up, you can do anything that people have asked us to do with our products. You can build the logic in Node-RED.
So it makes like automation and control and monitoring, makes like all that stuff like super easy for the average person.
Right.
Start using our hardware.
Exactly. It takes all the programming out of the application.
Right, because it's all just drag and drop, really easy to use. Okay. Let's see what else. So how capable is it? Let's say I'm not your average user. Let's say I'm a developer and I'm experienced with software development. Is there any reason for me to use Node-RED? What can I do with it?
Well, as it happens, I am a developer and I am experienced with software development. Node-RED runs on Node.js, which, if you're not familiar with it, is just a server-side JavaScript, basically, which means that it has a little bit more capabilities than your typical JavaScript that runs in the browser. It can have access to anything I/O on the computer, USB ports on the Raspberry Pi. It has access to I2C or SPI. You can access SD cards and file structures. You can also shoot out to other servers and use other APIs. As a programmer, its power for me is that I don't have to be stuck with what somebody else has built. If I can write it in JavaScript or I can write it in PHP or C++, I can turn it into a Node-RED module, and I can expose that as part of the drag and drop interface.
Right, so you can make your own nodes and really get complicated about it if you want. Cool. So I guess really displaying like a UI with like buttons and switches and readings, temperature, stuff like that is really just kind of a hop and a skip in Node-RED? That's pretty simple to do?
It is actually really easy. There's a great plugin for Node-RED called Node-RED Dashboard, and it supplies all kinds of UI elements for input and output for both displaying values and for pushing values into the actual flow. It's very, very easy to use. It looks nice, and it's extensible. You could actually build your own widgets for it.
Yeah, that sounds like it'd be a lot of fun for sure. So what NCD products can I use with Node-RED?
Right now, we've just kind of gotten started in the last couple weeks. We found Node-RED after a couple customers pointed us in the right direction.
Still pretty new, yeah.
It's got some support out there, but it is relatively new, and we had some customers that were wanting to use it, and so we jumped in.
I know. I've heard about it from customers.
Yeah, and they were excited, and they were hoping that we could support it, and I'm glad that we finally took that leap. After we all took a look at it, we realized that this is exactly what our customers are missing when they call us and ask us for code samples. Most of them aren't programmers.
Yeah.
So right now we've started out with the basics. We have our line of relay controllers that are our IoT products on the store.ncd.io site. Anything 8 channels and under that's on a board is actually using the MCP2300A chip. That was the first node that we built. Since then, we've expanded. We've got an ADS1115, which is an analog to digital converter, which is great for sensors and all kinds of other things. I
think we've got like 4 to 20 milliamp and 0 to 10 volt DACs.
Yeah.
Or ADCs.
ADCs.
Yeah.
And so we have a node for that. We just finished a DAC node today. We have one humidity and temperature sensor that's using the Humid chip, which is a pretty cool chip. It's real simple.
Of course, we've got like 50 of those humidity temperature sensors. So
it's going to take a while before we get all of them.
It'll take a while. Yeah.
Yeah. And then for a lot of our products, one of the things that people like about a lot of our stuff is the mini modules, which is it's just a very small form factor. It's great for testing or for things like humidity sensors. You don't need a giant board for that. No. You're not always looking for a thermostat size. So these mini modules are very small, and so we do have a relay controller and input on there. PCA 9536, if I recall.
Got the little buzzer.
That's right.
Relays and inputs. Yeah.
And so we've got one of those ready to go, and we have a list. We're hoping that we can pump out about 2 libraries a week.
Oh wow! Yeah.
So far, we're pretty much on track for that right now. We're actually ahead of that schedule, and we've managed to put out a couple tutorials, and you've done a couple great videos for getting started.
Cool. Cool. Yeah, and so if customers are interested in a product we have that doesn't currently have a Node-RED library, they can get a hold of you.
Absolutely. We have a short list of products that we wanted to get started with to kind of, give a good variety so that people can get started with just about anything they want. So we have a short list that we wanted to start with, and we're almost done with those. Yeah. After that, we're hoping that we'll get some feedback from everybody on our forum. If you go to community.ncd.io, there's actually a Node-RED category now. And we're hoping that people will put some requests in there for products that they have that they'd like to see Node-RED available for Node-RED rather.
Right. All right, guys. Well, that's about it for this. If you've got any questions, be sure and get on forum.ncd.io. Trey and I monitor that forum. We're going to be more than happy to answer any questions you have. Like he said, if you've got any products you want a library for, you want to use it with Node-RED, be sure and hop on the forum and make a request. Trey will be right there. Another thing, go to learn.ncd.io. We've already got some great articles there. We got some videos on the MCP 23008. Trey's got a couple great articles there, kind of an introductory to Node-RED. And then we're going to be posting a lot of articles on there, a lot of videos, so be sure and check it out. Also, don't forget store.ncd.io to check out all the latest new cool product we've got to play with. So I think that's about it. Trey, you got anything else?
I think that's about it. Also, actually, there is one more thing. One thing we didn't touch on with Node-RED. We talked about APIs and hardware.
Right.
Cloud solutions. These are all the rage. They're awesome. Everybody's using them. I mean, IoT relies heavily on the cloud, and most of what we've talked about is local control. There are nodes, contributed nodes from users. It doesn't look like there's a lot of official stuff out there yet for AWS IoT, for Azure, for Google's cloud platform, and for Particle Cloud, which we love. So there's a lot of possibility to take these nodes to the cloud along with local control, which opens up a lot of new possibilities for automation.
Yeah, well, that's the cool thing about open source, right? You don't actually have to wait for Microsoft to get on there and make an Azure library. Anybody can get on there and do it. Cool.
Yep.
Right on. All right, well, thanks, guys, for watching. We'll see you in the next video, and have fun.